Hello everyone, my name is Jaron Deschamps, and today I'll be talking to you about Alaskan cuisine, specifically an indigenous native Alaskan recipe, and also why I picked Alaska, what interests me, and kind of give you a little bit of a background about this specific recipe. So Alaska interests me because it's one of the last major areas of the United States that still has so many people that hold to such indigenous cultures and also specific cuisines. Today specifically, I'll be talking to you about Akutaq. It is a indigenous native sweet recipe found in western Alaska and northern Canada, and it is also known as native ice cream, Alaskan ice cream, and also Eskimo ice cream. So when I researched this recipe, I found two specific recipes, a traditional recipe and a modern recipe. And the traditional and the modern recipes, they don't really differ by a whole lot, mostly by, as you can see here on the screen, fat source. The traditional recipe uses reindeer, caribou, moose fat, really whatever fat that is available to the people, whether it is seasonal, whether they have to deal with migrational patterns of the animals, or anything like that. And then in the modern recipe, as you can see, it's a solid vegetable shortening, namely Crisco, really whatever you can find in the store. And then also the animal oil, that's another traditional ingredient used by indigenous people of Alaska and Canada and even areas of like northern Washington. And this kind of harkens back to this being a sweet treat, but it still focuses on the survival aspect that I touched on in my essay. So these indigenous people, they don't have the amenities that we do where we can just go to the store and we can get whatever kind of food we want. They kind of have to rely on what they have at their own disposal. So it's berries, nuts, anything that grows in their area, wild game, anything like that. So with this is kind of a dessert, if you will, for them, but it's still, at least in the traditional aspect of it, still wraps up with the survival aspect of it, with the animal fat and animal oil kind of providing that warming effect and that sort of survival aid for them. So I know this was short, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this. This is really the first video I've ever made, so I can understand I'm kind of choppy, but I hope this kind of brought a light, if you will, onto this very specific recipe, but of a broad and very underappreciated group of people. And I thank you very much.